Hello, my name is Serena. I hope you're well. Today I'll be taking you through a nice, slow, stretchy flow. So if you want to grab any layers and keep any layers on, that's absolutely fine because we won't be getting dynamic and sweaty in today's flow. We'll be taking it nice and easy and just opening up the body. You may need a couple of blocks or anything of this size, so do grab some and have them by you just in case. And then when you're ready, I'll meet you at the top of the mat in Tadasana. Getting comfortable in your mountain pose, let this be nice and easy. So it doesn't have to be any particular alignment. The toes don't need to be together. If you don't want it to be parallel or hip distance apart, absolutely fine. Just find something what's comfortable for you today. And that may mean your legs and your feet are slightly wider than you would normally have in your Tadasana. It doesn't have to be overly engaged, but just making sure the weight is equally distributed as much as you can between the feet. Find your center and just have a gentle approach to today's practice. There's no need to exert yourself. Listen to your body and slowly move through what it needs. Take a nice big inhale. And then on your exhale, start to tuck the chin down towards the chest. Keep going so the upper body starts to round. Upper back, middle back, lower back. And keep making your way down towards the floor until you're in your forward fold. A nice loose forward fold, so keep a micro bend in the knees. And then on your next inhale, slowly roll up in the opposite direction. And this can be nice and slow. We're just warming up the whole body. Again, take an inhale once you're at your top. Exhale and start to tuck the chin. Rolling back down. Just feel the upper body be heavy. Let the weight and gravity lead this movement. And then on the way up, you've got a little bit more engagement, maybe around the back and the core. So bring that torso back up to standing and that big old head. Last one like that. Rolling down, tucking the chin. See if you can tuck yourself even tighter. Maybe wait till your chin touches your chest before you start to round the upper back, before the middle back goes, before the lower back. Keep going. And then rolling back up to standing. Really nice. Making our way back down to a forward fold. However you like, you may want to swan dive, you may want to do what we were just doing. Get down however you like. And then let's take some bends of the knees just to wake up the back of the legs. On your inhale, bend the knees, sit nice and deep, and then as you exhale, stick that bum back up in the air. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale and sticking the bum in the air. Really nice. Inhale, bend. Allow the chest and the torso to rest on the thighs. And on your exhale, see how long you can keep the chest and the belly connected to the thighs for. Inhale, bending down. Exhale, push the bum up to the sky. Last one like that. Inhale. Exhale, can you keep the chest connected a little bit longer? Really nice. Planting the hands on the floor, so you may need to bend the knees slightly and just step back to your plank. It doesn't need to be an overly strong plank. We're just making our way down through a vinyasa. So dropping the knees, let's take this nice and gently, nice and slow. Coming down towards the floor. Take a little baby cobra, lifting the chest. Feel free to circle the neck and the head. And then push yourself back onto the knees so that your hips are stacked above the knees. We're going to take a puppy pose. So extending the arms out in front of you, rest the chest down towards the floor. Try to keep the hips in line with the knees as much as you can. Resting out in front of you. Maybe the forehead comes to the floor. If it's not quite reaching there and you want to be quite passive here, place a block in between the hands to allow the forehead to rest. If you want a little bit more opening in your puppy pose, place the block out in front of you, resting the forearms on the block. You just open up that chest a little bit more. Stay in here for a few breaths and see if that chest can sink a little bit deeper towards the floor every time you exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhaling. Last exhale. Really nice. Then slowly walk the hands back towards the body. Remove any blocks or props you were using out of the way. Cross the shins over behind you to allow yourself to release the bum down towards the ground. Once you have arrived, extend that left leg out down the mat. Bring the right leg into the body. It doesn't have to necessarily be really wide. Just take it to where your own muscle can bring it rather than pushing yourself into that position. Once you've found it, flex the toes in towards the body and then reach your left hand down that left shin. Reach the right hand up and over, and as we're here, you're trying to keep this top shoulder open, so avoid curving down. Keep it open your chest up. And it may mean you don't usually get as deep as you usually do as you close your shoulder down, because we're trying to keep this part of the body open as much as you can. One more breath. Nice. And now we're going to turn to face that foot. Keep it nice and flexed. And then slowly fold over it as much as you can. So that may mean coming onto the forearms, grabbing hold of the shin, maybe the big toe. Wherever you are, just keep trying to align that upper body over the leg as much as you can. 2 more breaths. Dropping that left shoulder down. 1 more. And then slowly start to walk the hands out in front of you, so they're reaching out into the center of the body. Again, keep those toes flexed and avoid dropping the foot in. You want to keep pushing that foot back by engaging the thighs, engage the quads, engage the glutes. Keep pressing the left sit bone into the mat. And then rest down as far as you can. Again, option to use your blocks. Bring that floor a little closer to you. Have a play around and find what's comfortable for you. We're going to be here for a few breaths. Making sure we keep breathing. Two more. And then walk those hands back in towards center. Let's swap over to the other side. So bring in the left foot into the body this time. Right leg extends out. Bring that left leg as close as you can. Find a nice stable position first, and then slide the right hand down the right leg. Reach the left hand up. Again, opening this top body as much as you can. Keep those right toes flat. 2 more. Nice. And then turn to frame that right foot. And then come to wherever's comfortable for you today. Again, you're trying to align the upper body over that foot as much as you can. And it's not about how far or how close your forehead is to your knee. You're thinking about lengthening the body forward towards that foot. Imagine that foot is pulling you towards it. That's the feeling you want in the body. At the same time, you're pushing that left sit bone into the mat. One more breath. And then slowly walk those hands out in front of you into the middle. Resting down to wherever's comfortable for you today. And holding here. Keep breathing. Last breath. And then return the hands back to center. This time extend both legs out so you're in this wide-legged position. But again, don't force yourself into position. Just take the legs to where they can take themselves using the muscles. Flex those toes, making sure they're rolling outwards rather than in. And then slowly start to calm down. Again, use blocks if you need to bring that floor a bit closer if you're not feeling as open today. And we're going to be here for a little bit longer, just allowing the upper body, allowing the weight of the body to dictate this movement. So don't force anything, just watch and enjoy how the body slowly starts to open the longer we're here. Take this opportunity to have a quick check through the body. See if you're holding on to any muscles that do not add anything to this pose. So maybe you're frowning, maybe you're clenching your jaw. And slowly start to release anything that you have identified. Three more breaths. When you're ready, slowly and gently come out. Walk the hands back into center and then gently wiggle those legs in towards the body. Really nice. When you're ready, if you're not already facing the short edge of your mat, turning around, face the short edge of your mat, and then slowly allow the back to come down towards the mat. As you do, extend the left leg down the mat. Grab hold of the big toe with your two peace fingers. So your right big toe is being held onto by the two peace fingers of the right hand. Option to stay here and keep pressing that thigh down towards the floor, or you can extend that heel away from you. Option to also bend that left leg if that's comfortable. We're stretching out the back of this right foot. So you're trying to keep pushing that heel away from you so it's nice and active. The toes are coming in towards the body. And try not to yank the leg towards you. You want to think about lengthening the whole of this back leg. That's our purpose. Keeping the shoulders as pressed into the mat as you can. One last breath here. And then you're going to slowly guide that foot out towards the side, keeping hold of the big toe if you can. It's okay if that knee is bent. It does not have to be straight. Just keep pushing that heel away as much as is accessible for you. And then try to keep that left hip pressed into the mat. The left shoulder is pressed into the mat. Holding here for 2. And 1. And then slowly bring that leg back into center. If your left leg isn't bent, start to bend it so the sole is flat on the floor. And then cross that right ankle over the left knee. Hug the left leg in towards the body by threading the arms underneath the thigh. Flexing the right foot. And pressing the right knee away from the body with the muscles. You do not need to do it with the hands, but you're actively trying to move that knee away from the upper body. 2 more breaths. Really nice. When you're ready, gently release that. If you need to wiggle out that right leg, feel free to wiggle it out. Otherwise, you can extend it down the mat or find the position you did so with the left side on the other side. Then taking your two-piece fingers, grabbing hold of the left big toe. Option to remain here if you're just trying to open up that hip and maybe the left hamstring, depending on where you're feeling tight. Otherwise, start to kick that left heel away from you. Again, it's about extending through that heel rather than pulling the foot closer towards the body. Because you'll start to feel that down the calf as well as the hamstring, maybe even in the hip. A few more breaths here. And then when you're ready, let's start to open out that hip towards the side. Not the hip, the leg. Keep pressing the heel away from you. Again, that leg does not have to be completely straight. Keep the right hip pressed into the mat. Right shoulder is pressed into the mat. We're here for 2. And 1. Bringing the foot back into center. As you do, cross the left ankle over the right knee. And then threading the arms through and underneath that right thigh. Squeeze it in towards the body as you press the left knee away from you. Flexing the left foot. Relax the upper body, the back into the mat, including the head. 1 more breath. Really nice. Gently release that leg. Extend the right leg down the mat. Extend the left leg down the mat. Bring the hands as wide, maybe even wider than the mat. Palms facing upwards. Finding your final relaxation pose, your Shavasana. Closing the eyes down. Loosening the breath. Releasing the body. And allowing the mat and the surface that you're on to take the entire weight of your body. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. As always, I look forward to seeing you on the mat very soon.